Okay, we're going to have a go at stripping down this instrument cluster. Could be useful if you're going to change the dial fascias. It's a bit of a risky thing, and we'll go through that as we go through. It's basically a click together sandwich. You've got the front black section here that clips to the middle section that's white, and then you've got this back section that's white. So we're just sort of working this out ourselves here, but we'll do what we can on the video. So we've just had this back section off, and what you need to do, we've released the bottom clips already here, just to make it easier for the video, and now we're just going to do the top clips, but the process for those bottom ones was much the same. So it's actually designed quite nicely. You just lift those up, push those out, 1, 2, 3, and then what you get is that rear section comes off. There's no electrical connections. There are a couple more that I forgot to mention. There's these ones in the middle here. So you can see with this out, you've got these middle clips here. So you just have to sort of work it round, and they'll all come out. It's relatively straightforward. Now what you'll note here is if I hold it this way, and if I move the circuit board at the back, you'll notice all those little needles moving around. So basically the needles need to come off, and they're actually put on after. But one thing to note before we get too carried away is the positions. So if you zoom in a bit, Tom, I don't know how good the image is going to be. So the RPM should be directly at the 0, and there is a little sort of pointer there. The cold should be, depending on the sort of parallax, should be just below the cold for the temperature, and the fuel should be just below the red. And interesting, the speedo, which is probably your most important, it's actually not on the 10, but it's on that next arrow, which isn't 0 technically, but it's that little arrow almost there to indicate that's where it should be. Okay, so let's have a go at removing the black part here. So we're going to remove the black part, so we're going to have to do this. This is where I need to be an octopus here. Right then, let's have a go. We got that one off. Right then, I'm going to wrestle this one. Okay, let's have a look. Has he gone back on? I think I'm gurning. Don't watch my face, Tom. Right, let's push and hold that one. That's it, Tom. Right, there we go. Once you've got a couple on the way, what's the journeys? Right, you keep that one apart for me, Tom. Thank you. And push that one. Okay, right. How are we looking now? Right, so I've probably got it now, Tom. He says. Right then. Right, and then we're getting a little bit trickier here. We've got this little. It's a little black bit there. Come on. He's gonna go. He knows he wants to. That last one. Oh, that's it. Okay. Right then. There we go. Right. Breathe. Okay. So that's the screen. Should we call that? Yeah. That's the fascia screen removed. So here we go. So we've still got a circuit board. We're still sandwiched. Now, another reason for doing this, and one we're contemplating, is we've just done the 2010 upgrade, and the AFS warning light is flashing. The only way you can get that fixed, apparently, is to get the CCF files for the car changed to tell the car it doesn't have AFS. But there is also the old dodgy car dealers technique of taking out the bulb or obstructing the light. So we're just going to have a look at that. Not that we're those sort of people. What have we seen, Tom? What have we noticed? Oh gosh, has he moved? Gosh, petrol's gone up. So that's a little, it must be, I think it's where it's just moved, isn't it? Let's have a look. We haven't, let's have a look at these. Oh gosh, blimey. Oh, he seems to have like a magnetic affinity. That's quite an interesting phenomenon there, isn't it? Yeah, so you want to... And actually I can feel a mechanical stop there. So you can feel a mechanical stop on that. Let's just... Yeah, and that one's gone up there, look, Tom. But there's definitely a mechanical stop. So when we put those back on, that's a good observation, Tom. You want to make sure that it goes there and it's actually a hard stop there. And likewise for this one, if you move these dials, they will go anywhere. So you need to wind them round and make sure you've got a mechanical stop on all of those. That was a good spot, Tom. Well done. Right, I'm just going to go and grab a couple of teaspoons because apparently they're the trick for whipping these off. Tom's saying I should try one before I do this in the video, but we'll give anything a go here. Right, so we're putting the 2 spoons underneath, just so, and we're just going to try and put even pressure. We'll put some evil pressure on. Well, I reckon this is going to fly off and hit me in the face. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put my thumb on the top. Oh, something's moving. Okay. It's moving or broken, Tom, what do you reckon?
Broken.
Right, oh dear, doesn't look good, does it, Tom? Maybe we should have done one first. Let's have a look. Well, that sounds expensive, Tom. He's going to pling in my face, I know it.
Take the plastic cap off.
Can we? You reckon if we go on the outside and just get that plastic? Oh, something's... It's like it's got a broken leg, Tom. Oh, okay, the plastic cap's come off. That's all. Okay, so just have a quick look at that, Tom. So you might be able to actually get under the... So I don't think was... Right then, so we're still going, are we, Tom? Alright, let's have a go. Alright, then we can add eyes. They've made it transparent so we can see. Can we get under? There we go. Alright then, how long is it, Tom? Alright then. Okay, so... Whoa! So there you go, it comes out complete with a needle there all the way. And yeah, if we peer in there we can see where it goes. So there's a little white thing. So... Get the torch out. So okay, so let's see if we can whip those others off. We're feeling full of confidence now. What I'm going to do with those, I'm going to try and spin that one to the midway. I think I might have to do a 1 spoon operation on these. Let's have a look if we can get him underneath as far into the middle as I can. I'm steadying it with the... Oh. Is that just the cap gone again? Right. Okay, let's take a break quickly here, Tom. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, so we're going to whip that plastic cover. Now we're going to be keen here, Tom, shall we? Should we have that one on the left, just in case they're different? Put that one next to signify. And when you've got that cover off, you can get a bit more visibility of how deep your spoons are going. Alright, let's try. Alright then. Oh, here he goes. We got under that. Ah, yeah. That does actually help. Right, I'm going to put my finger on him again, Tom, because that is going to go flying across the workshop. Oh, is that... Okay. Come on. Just pull him that last bit. Pull him straight up. Obviously, you don't want to put... You really don't want to be bending this spindle. So let's line these all up, Tom. So that's the rev counter. That's the temperature. Right, so I reckon we'll just, this time, Tom, we'll just purposefully just try and get that cap and the cap on its own. See if we can just tease him off. Nice. I bet when you don't want the when you don't want the cap to come off, it'll come off. Oh, I'm going to go for it all, see what happens. Hey, see, there's me saying we'll get the cap off, and the old lot's coming off this time. There you go. So they do come out completely as well. Right, so there you go. That one's come off like that, and we're down to the last puppy here. Right. So I reckon there's probably some sense in moving the needles to an even position to allow you to get your spoons in either side. Oh, now that one's come off. Okay, right, so we're learning every which way here. So clearly they're pushed on into the needle. So the main drive shaft's either going to stay with the panel or come off. Now, I don't know if that's random how they do. It just depends on the frictional force of each bit. Now, I guess, let's have a look, Tom. What's going to come off when we lift that up? Okay, right then. So, there we go. That is what we've got. And let's have a look. If we look to the light, we've got a handy light there, Tom. I don't know if it's going to work, but you can see all the panels. Now the AFS one is this one here, isn't it, Tom? It's that light with the left-right circle there. So that's the one we could do with blanking. Now it looks like we could put a little something in there, leave the LED alone, and then if we get the CCF file changed, we haven't done any damage, have we, Tom?
No.
So we'll have a little look for a little black something to squidge in there just to shield that light. Right, so that's that bit, and let's have a look at the other bit. Obviously, let me make sure I don't get this all. So these obviously, let me use this little pointer, these little white square blocks here are obviously the LEDs that create the light that illuminate. When you're going to put these back on, these spindles, let's have a look. Yeah, I can feel that spindle move. So you're obviously going to have to spin each of the spindles to the dead position, remembering that obviously on these ones here, now I don't think, no, this outer bit isn't the spindle. So what I'm going to have to do is push those in, rotate them, and when they're in the right position I might spin it all the way around. But we'll probably do the putting back together on the video. Obviously if you needed to change the screen, if you had a dead pixels, you've got your LCD screens here. Now does that black plastic bit fall off? No, that's tied on. So I don't think there's anything that's going to fall off or damage there. So that's that. We'll have a look for the black bit. We'll plug that black hole. We'll clean the screen. And then we'll have a quick go at putting it back together. Tom just reminded me fascia might be a bit. So let's just finish the strip down. So that is that panel that comes off there. I guess if you wanted you could spray that black or do some sort of custom thing on that if you were so inclined. We might look at options on that. Then you've got your fascia here. Now let's have a look. It looks like this little... How's that fixed in, Tom?
I think the spindle clips.
I think these, yeah, it looks like we've got some little ferrules in there. You're not wrong, Tom. Let's have a look from the back. Yeah, it looks like they've got some little dogs on the back there. I think we're going to need the world's smallest screwdriver. I got one of your dinky screwdrivers there, Tom. Oh, he's the baby. Right then. So yeah, it looks like there's three little... Now, let's have a look if we can... Oh, that went. Where did that go, Tom? Right then. So that's the little ferrule, I think is a good word for that one, isn't it, Tom? Yeah. So yeah, that's got these three little things, and that obviously clicks in from the front now. So you can see these ones with the ferrule, and that's the one that's come off there. Now it may be we can just get my fingernail behind them. Ah, look, there you go. They actually just come out. Yeah, that's probably an easier way than getting a screwdriver. Just careful you don't mark it if you're going to reuse this one. Yeah. Okay, so they just come out. If you've got nails. Oh, come on. Whoa. There he goes. Oh, in the spoon. Alright, so there's those four, and they all look the same. Alright, let's have a look if... Oh, wait, there we go. So that's the dial kit there if you want to change that. Obviously, yeah, I guess you could just change that miles per hour, kilometres per hour if you had an import, Tom, as long as the calibration's the same. So if you're looking at that, it goes up to 220 kilometres in the green on the inside. So if you had one that went up to 220 on the outside at the same angle there, I guess you could just change that. Everything would be the same. So that might be another reason for changing your fascias there, Tom. Right, okay, we'll clean that up and have a go at putting it back together. Okay, so this one here is with the little arrow, is the one that, obviously I've drawn the arrow, you won't get that, is the AFS. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut a little bit of insulation tape. Okay, like so. Oh. Okay. Put that down, and we're just going to blank over that AFS. I don't want to block one of the others. I'm going to just stick that over there. I just like Blue Peter this time. Right then, I'll stick that over there. And nothing's moving in here, is it? That's fine. Okay, so that's the tape. Now we're gonna refit the fascia. So that's gonna get this right. Okay, so that's blocking the AFS light. So when we now look up to the light, we can double check. Yeah, the AFS light can blink all it likes and it won't be visible. It's more of a distraction. We're not trying to trick anybody here. Right, and then we'll put the little ferrules back in. Okay, so they go from the front, get the little clips in. Yeah, they all clip back in, so taking them out hasn't given them any, they haven't lost their mojo. Right. Where were we next, Tom? What do you reckon? Right, let's make these two back together. Okay, so put them back round the way they were. Okay, make sure that all lines up. Okay, and then we've got those. In fact, that one didn't clip in, did it? That was just there. Right, okay, so let's have that there lightly, and then let's put the frame back in. Try and do it in the reverse order we did it all in. Okay. Now we could probably, I think we can reassemble the back and then just put the front on last. Okay. Right, let's get that the right way round. Okay. Okay, so clip that together, clip that together. Okay. That all looks good. Those middle ones have gone in, haven't they? Yeah. Okay, so that's all solid, one piece now. So now we're going to reassemble. Okay, so let's start with the one with the spindle sticking out, which is the speedo. So what I'm going to do, and I suggest you probably do the same unless someone's got it, is I'm going to put it on at the maximum speed, right? And I'll explain why. Locate it. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it, and I can feel it's locked now. It's locked into position. So I'm going to just, well, I'm not pushed it on all the way, and I'm going to go back. So I now know it's hard against the stop, so it's just slipping on the drive shaft. I'm going to get it to where it's right, and now I can actually feel it. You see now, so it springs, and that's the dead stop. Okay, and I'm just going to push that down. Okay, well, no, he's a little bit out, isn't he? Haven't quite got that right. Right, and let me see if I can just pull him up by hand. Okay, yeah, I've got him up by hand again. So let's do that again, but I think, so I put him on. Okay, I can feel he's against the dead stop, and what I'm going to do is I've pushed it on a little bit further this time, because I think as I pushed it on, right, because this one you really want to get it right. That looks pretty good to me. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. Right then we'll go on to so this one is obviously the different type. It came out with its shaft, so I'm going to go with the maximum temperature. Okay, and I can feel it going down. Yeah, that's good. Push it on a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to spin him round to just below the, he's below the negative, wasn't he, Tom?
Yep.
That's where he spends most of his life. Our car's the supercharged version, and he's a thirsty girl. Right, and okay, so that's actually, now we've gone down, that's it, he's stopping there. Okay, and just check that yeah, we've got plenty of clearance there. Okay, right, now do you reckon we'll put the cap back on this one, Tom? What do you reckon? I think it's going to be easier here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's sort of thread him back through there. Okay. He clips on. Have I broken that, or is he going to clip in? Let's have a look. We might have to put a bit of silicone on him, I reckon, Tom. Right, so I reckon we're going to have to put a bit of super glue on him. I reckon whatever clipped him on, can you see the clip? I can't see. It's so tiny. I can't actually see where the clip is, or what the clip mechanism is. Let's have another go on that. Ah. There we go. Yeah, so no, don't give up. Keep the faith. You've just got to push that on fairly hard. Right, and again we're going to start with it at the other end to the scale that we wanted to go at. And then we're going to, so you see he's coming down, Right, now I've hit the stop. Okay, and you'll feel when you've hit the stop, so I'm just going to push him on a bit more. And we want him at the end to be below the cold. Yeah, it depends on the angle of the camera. Tom's trying to get it square for you. So that's where I think we were before. That one's there, that one's below the cold. Yeah, the temperature doesn't matter. I mean, if the engine temperature's a little bit out, who's worried? The speedo's the key one. Right then. I'll put that. There you go. He clipped on a bit easier. Oh, there's 2 clips. So make sure it's square. So there's a clip on one side and a clip on the other. Make sure he's all good there. Okay. Right, and then again we're going to start at the maximum RPM. Right, and then let's spin it. Oh yeah, he's on the end stop already. Right, I'm going to do a little bit of pushing down, a little bit of, that's it. They will slip, okay. Right, and that one was actually on the 0, wasn't he? That little arrow just there. I'll try and push it down without him. It's hard to see. He's got a little bit of spring in him, this one. He seems to spring back a little. That's it. Okay, so again, you really want to make sure that those needles that your shaft isn't bent and that they do move relatively freely, because otherwise the motor will be. The concern is obviously that you've got the plastic cap dragging on and it might be worth a little look to the side. If you look to the side there, Tom, can you see there is quite a substantial gap there, isn't there, between on all of them, between the you don't really want them grounding out. Let me just check this one's good. Yeah, okay, right, I'm gonna go with that. Okay, so clip that back on. We got everything on, Tom? Nothing left on the bench? No. Spoons inside. Right, that's all ready. We'll just get a bit of glass cleaner on the lens before we put that back in, and then that's back together. And obviously when you put it back in the car, just check all your dials work, your RPM, and that's you off to go. You can check the calibration of your speedo with a GPS, a handheld GPS or a sat nav thing. Okay, good luck with that.